The Film Sphere, I'm Brian Hogue, and I just got watching The Black Phone 2. Obviously, going into a horror sequel, there is some skepticism, especially with an original movie that is so small scale or confined story-wise. How do you follow up that? And that's why I was really concerned, but I can safely say that the second movie expands that first story, expands the characters, expands the lore to its benefit, honestly. And I could, as of right now, say I very much like the second movie more than the first movie, simply because I just like how much we're able to do, because we have so much more potential to just do things. Like, obviously the first movie takes place in a single room with a few like outside perspectives. Here we're out of the room. We have this more, I guess, investigative sort of side to it, and this lot more supernatural side to it than the first movie, and it just works. We have this really awesome setting in the snow, up in the mountains at this youth camp. Scott Derrickson's eerie visuals are on full display. It just worked, and it's something that sequels really don't do well, is sort of capturing the same vibe of the same movie while expounding on a lot of things that made that first movie great and improving on it. I think the character dynamics here, specifically between Mason Thames and Madeline McGraw, are perfect. Obviously, they're in a lot different spots than we saw them 4 or 5 years ago. They were young actors then. They've grown up a bit, and they've experienced all this trauma, and that just pays off so well later in the movie with just a lot of emotional weight that the first movie had, and just carries onto this film, and it was just done really well. And Mason Thames and Madeline McGraw blew it out of the park. And on the topic of the grabber, obviously he's sort of, if you've watched the trailers, this isn't a spoiler, he's sort of moved in this more of like a Freddy Krueger-esque type character, a more supernatural force, and that made for really useful like scares and just a tense atmosphere. I just really dug it. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I've got to give it more time to see if I like it more than the first. Might be recency bias, but in terms of just atmosphere, eeriness, the performances, the story, the characters, and I could safely say that The Black Phone 2 is a sequel that outdoes the original. But you be the judge of that. Go see Black Phone 2 in theaters right now. It's the Spooky Mama season, so go see a spooky movie. This movie's pretty spooky. Anyways, I'm Brian Hogue. This has been The Film Sphere. Be good people.